A disclaimer is that if you're in a state of chaos and like you're kind of in survival mode, you probably won't be able to relax enough. Your nervous system won't let you relax enough to visualize the future in a calm way. It'll be more like fear-based, like, oh God, I hope things are better, but I don't know, they might be worse. So if you're in survival mode, just save this for later. So you need to kind of find a quiet place, probably by yourself. You can be seated or you can lay on the floor. And I want you to just, if you can close your eyes, that's great, but feel the chair underneath you, feel the floor supporting you. Just notice the parts of your body that are touching furniture or the ground. And then sort of arrive mentally in this place. Just sort of arrive and put all your attention where you are right now. Notice your breath. See if you can fill up, make your belly, your ribs expand. And then as you release, just let go. And with each inhale, accept the breath that your body is giving you. And then as you exhale, just release, let go. Inhale and exhale. We're going to imagine an ideal day, not a holiday, not a weekend day. This is an average work day, but this is your ideal day. So this is what your life would be like if you were getting away with something. If you had a magic wand and dreams really did come true, this is your ideal work day. And it gets to be however you want. No restrictions, no boundaries, there's no rules. Whatever pops into your head, just allow it to settle there. So I want you to picture a calendar, like a paper calendar. And at the top, you see October 2024. And then you imagine these pages of the calendar are flipping forward. Every month flips, 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 and you see that it's 2025, and then the pages keep flipping, and then it settles on October 2026. So it's 2 years from now. Think about your age and your kids' ages and partner and how old you would be. And I want you to imagine you are in bed and it's morning. And it's just a day, a weekday, and you're going to work. So what time of day is it? What time would you like it to be when your eyes open? Use your senses. Do you hear sounds? Are there people up already? Are there birds singing? And then imagine you're looking around. Is there light? Or is it completely dark? What time of day is it? And then glance over in your bed. Is there anybody in bed with you? And again, this is completely imaginary. Who do you want to be in your bed in 2 years? Is there a pet? Is there a person? Or has somebody already gotten up? Maybe you smell coffee. Maybe you smell breakfast. Notice if you're putting restrictions on yourself. Like, oh, I work, I have to get up at a certain time. This is your ideal day. What time do you want to get up? How do you want to feel when your feet hit the floor? Look around your bedroom in your imagination. What would an ideal bedroom feel like and look like? What does your bedding look like? What does your furniture look like? What's the temperature? Are the windows open? Is the air conditioner on? The heat, depending on where you live? And then what do you want to do next? Do you want to walk to the kitchen? Do you want to go in the bathroom or the closet? In your ideal day, what happens next? Are you drinking coffee, a smoothie? Are you eating anything? Do you go anywhere to work out? Do you go for a walk? Is there a pet? Notice what you're putting in your body. When you walk into your kitchen, notice what would it look like in your ideal world. Doesn't even have to be the same house. Let your imagination show you what you would like to see when you walk into your kitchen. When you finish whatever you're doing right now, what happens next? What do you want to do before you start your workday? Are there other people around? How are you interacting with them? Imagine you go into your closet, you're getting ready to go to work. What are you putting on? Do you wear scrubs? Do you wear business casual, or are you working from home and you can wear something else? How do you feel? How do you want to feel as you get ready for work? Is there anything else you do before you leave the house if you're leaving the house? Do you take your lunch? What would your ideal lunch look like if you were taking it? And then as you step foot outside or in your garage, what do you notice about the weather? What do you notice about your car? You don't have to have the same car. Notice if you're putting up restrictions around what you're allowing yourself to have. How does your car feel and look on the inside? Or if you commute a different way to work, see that in your mind's eye. Do you walk to work? Take a train? Do you work from home? As you make your way in your imagination to work, how do you feel? What would it take for you to feel like you are getting away with something? And as you arrive at your workplace and you start to begin whatever it is you're going to do, just notice, like, where do you pull up if you're driving? Who's there? How do you interact with other people? If you have a schedule, how does your schedule look? If you're seeing patients, how do you interact with them? What's different? See yourself, see your expressions, see your body language. How do you feel as the morning progresses? Is there a break? What about lunch? Do you leave for lunch? Do you have a lunch? What are you eating? How does your afternoon look? Are you working in the afternoon, or do you only work half days? What time do you wrap things up? How do you want to feel at the end of your workday? What about when you leave? Where do you go? Do you go straight home? Do you go work out? Do you run errands? Do you meet up with friends? On your average workday, what would your afternoon look like? Are you eating supper? And if so, what are you eating? Ideally, who are you eating with? Again, notice your kitchen or a restaurant or an outdoor patio. Where do you want to be eating in October 2 years from now? After you finish eating, what do you do? What would your ideal workday evening look like? Would there be rest and reading? Would there be TV or a movie? A walk? What would give you joy and peace? And again, what would feel like you're getting away with something? How do you feel as you prepare for the next day? And as you walk into your bedroom and you prepare to rest your body, how do you feel? How do you want to feel? Is there anything else that needs to happen tonight before you go to bed? And as you let your body and your imagination just relax into the bed, into the mattress, again, deep inhale, receive, and as you exhale, just let go. Let go of any worries, let go of any restrictions you've tried to put on yourself. Slowly bring movement back into your fingers and your toes. And then I want you to try and take a little while to write down everything you can remember. All the little details. How did you feel? What stood out? What's different than what you currently do or have or feel? So this is a very powerful exercise. Even the smallest details matter. I'll give you an example. I did this with a friend, and we were at a coffee shop, and I'm talking her through it, and I was taking notes while she verbalized each step of her day. And what stood out to me was breakfast. She reached up, got down a beautiful blue hand-painted plate. She made toast and buttered it and sat and ate it and had her tea. And I said, "What was significant about that plate?" And she said, "Well, my sister-in-law introduced me to this artist in North Carolina, and she paints pottery, and the plates were just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, but they're like $50 each." And she said, "I've just been thinking about it since then. And in my daydream," and she got teary here, and she said, "I was like I'd given myself the gift of this plate, but I was also taking time to sit and eat, and I was giving myself what I wanted, which was toast and butter. I don't normally let myself eat stuff like that." And she said it was just amazing how that felt in my body to just take time and to listen to what I wanted and to give that to myself. And so it can be the smallest details like that that really stand out and show you what you're missing and show you what needs to be added to your life. And so just like we talked about with the caterpillar dissolving and shedding parts that it doesn't need anymore, and then slowly making space and forming into this new creature and adding things in, this is the start of this phase for you. So what do you want to add into your life? And you don't have to have the how figured out. You don't have to know how you're going to move to the beach or how you're going to have that person next to you in bed that's not currently next to you, or how you're going to get that job that feels like you're getting away with something. The main thing is you have a vision of how you want it to be, and this will plant seeds in your subconscious. It's just like with Google when you've been searching, weight loss drugs, and then all of a sudden on your Facebook feed and your Instagram feed, there are all these advertisements for that thing. They just start showing up, and then you overhear somebody talking about a new clinic that opened with this weight loss drug. That's a bad example, but you know what I mean. It's like you will start noticing these things that popped up in your visualization, and your body will sort of gravitate towards those things without you even realizing it. But I do want you to write down what you saw and then circle anything that stood out to you, like something that, you're like, that's funny. I don't have that right now. Or, it may be like something that seems silly, like nice scrubs. We have a scrub budget at my office. We have to go to the local scrub store. And by George, I don't like those scrubs. I want a pair of figs or like really buttery, soft Metalita scrubs. I don't know. But, I don't always want the Cherokee brand. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But like in your daydream, maybe you allowed yourself to get something you normally wouldn't. Or maybe what surprised you was you had half a day to do administrative stuff. Ooh. So whatever it was, just sort of take notes and save this. Save this because it is eerie how often these things will happen. Like you will look back in 2 years and be amazed. And I hope you reach out and tell me all this. I coached somebody, it was about 2 years ago, and she was married to a lawyer, very successful lawyer in Miami, and live in a giant house, 3 kids. And in her ideal day, she had a bungalow by herself. And she was like, I don't know where that came from, but it was this bungalow. And, I had a writing desk, and, she described like the outside and the inside and the temperature and all this stuff. And she's like, she was not planning on, leaving her husband, but over the next 2 years that unfolded. And I talked to her this week, and she has rented a small house. She said it is precious. It's a little bungalow. And, it's been a rough couple of years, and she had no way of knowing. But something in her subconscious maybe like sensed that change was in the air. And, she thought, wow, it would feel really nice to have a safe little place to be. And I don't know how it works, but you just watch out because your ideal visualization may come true. I'll throw this out there. If you found yourself putting up boundaries, like another client, they're talking the whole time they're doing this when I do this live, and he got into his old like Honda, like from 1990 something. And, afterwards I was like, do you ideally, are you still driving this sort of beat up car? And he's like, yeah, but I don't know if I could afford, I don't know. I mean, I just can't afford a new car. But this is your ideal day. Like he's putting up restrictions around his daydream. So notice if you're doing stuff like that. Do you really want to beat up Honda? Not that there's anything wrong with that, but is that really what you want, or is that what you think you deserve? All right, I will catch you guys next week.